Dungeon nerfs and scaling changes. What's up guys, Petko here, welcome back for another video. So what happened last night is something that I didn't expect to happen that late into the PTR's testing. Keep in mind there's one more week until the patch comes out, even 6 days if you're American. So they changed the complete scaling of the dungeons. I'm going to show you in a little bit. First of all, they're going to make us test now with max eye level, which is 723 from 710, which should be making things substantially easier because plus 13 eye levels on top. However, every single health of all creatures, including bosses, will be increased by 10%. So this will likely offset by the amount of buffs we will be getting here, but generally it's going to make Mythic Plus last longer, not doing more damage. Keep in mind, not doing more damage. The creatures will last longer, which I think is not a big problem as long as the damage remains the same. Shouldn't be a problem. Obviously it will cost you some time in the long run once you get to the highest of the highest keys, but not too bad, I guess. I mean, it could have been worse. Anyway, let's continue and see exactly what they've changed in dungeons and see if it's good or bad. Updated creatures spawning near the each shard of Hokias. Okay, so maybe there's gonna be now different ones spawning. We gotta take a look exactly who they are. A reduced density of the area before Echelon. After the first boss, pretty much that area was full of creatures, and now they reduced the density of it, which is fine. To be honest with you, you had to play a lot of packs to complete the count for the end of the dungeon, so I'm not sure exactly how this is gonna work out. We gotta be testing it today. Deprived Collector. This is the casters that are always present in each shard of Halkias. So they had an ability called Siphon Life. I'll talk about it in a bit. Collect Sins is let me just show you guys real quick. So Halls of Atonement, this is what I'm talking about, these collectors. So Collect Sins is something that you can interrupt, right? But if you don't, there's gonna be those small ghosts spawning. Tank has to re-aggro them, otherwise they'll melee you. So they actually removed that cast, which is great. Now they only have Siphon Life. Excuse me, my cat just entered the room. Siphon Life cast is now going to be a channel spell. Remove the magic of the spell, which means less spells for your healer, which means that your healer can focus on dispelling actually curses. You're only going to kick the cast, and the ability cooldown is also increased, which is actually pretty good. This makes Halls of Atonement, in my opinion, much easier, especially if you have to play several casters. That's overall a big W. Deprived Collector. This is the curse guy. You know, this is really oh, sorry guys, my cat is trying to get into the camera. This is the curse guy that places curses. Duration now is going to be increased from 8 to 12 seconds. That's really good, by the way. It will make it easier, especially if you don't have several dispels. Like for example, if you don't have MD, for example, self dispel, and your healer has only one, that's going to be pretty good. And ability cooldown increase. This is likely the biggest nerf. They used to spam this all the time. Now, after this nerf, will be a lot better. They removed the glaive storm from the eviscerators, which made it really difficult. Hero glaive cooldown increased. That glaive used to one-shot you if there were two of those guys in. That's pretty good. Anchor Biter is doing less damage, plus duration of the debuff reduced from 5 to 8 seconds. Amazing change here, by the way. Mortal Strike healing is now going to be reduced instead of 50-35. That's going to make it easier for the tanks to live. And Turn into Stones address the issue where pets are being damaged and stunned. This is likely the best buff that you could imagine getting as a Warlock player, because your pet used to die all the time. As a Hunter player, or any other spec that had pet like Dead Knight, for example, on Holy. Keep in mind, there's a lot of abilities in this game or next season that will target pets. Pets will die a lot, and you're gonna lose damage. So if you're playing Demolock and Holy, Survival Hunter, BM Hunter, just so you know, your pets will die quite often. And Halls of Atonement, Gambit as well, your pets will die quite often. So, not optimal. Moving to Tazavesh Gambit, Invigorating Fish Stick. Alright, so no longer considered a totem. This only makes sense if you can actually cleave those totems with all of your AoE spells, which will make them significantly easier to deal with. However, they just came out last night. I haven't been able to test it, and now I'm gonna log in a few hours to give it a try. But not considered totem for me indicates that you can actually be cleaved by AoE abilities. I don't know if that's the case. That's how it reads out, but I will check it out in a bit. Corsair Officer, Sword Toss, no more cast time. This is exactly what kills your pet, by the way, in Gambit. This Sword Toss kills your pet, so no more cast time, but damage reduced by 45%. I don't know if I like that, because you can stop this cast time, he will recast it, mob does nothing, so don't think that's a good change in my opinion. Anchor shot now has a visual on players targeting while casting, that's great. Temporary detonation no longer triggers upon death. This was great. This was actually very disgusting stuff that happened all the time. You put a dot on two players, one of them dies, auto detonates, the other person dies, auto detonates, the whole party is dead. So that's good. That's good. And also the damage is reduced by 25%. This made it pretty difficult to heal it at some point, especially once you start to climb to the 18s, etc. So I'm pretty happy to see that. And yeah, I hope to see a lot more changes coming to the dungeons. Definitely needed, but I think overall we're looking pretty strong for season 3. I like the dungeon pool, especially when it comes down to the older dungeons. I mean, Tazavesh is one of my favorite dungeons to play. Host of Atonement is great. Echo Dome Aldani is also pretty easy and at the same time short dungeons. So yeah, looks to be a pretty promising season. And as always, if you'd like to stay up with all the news in the game, follow the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out. Bye for now.